Yes. Thank you so much, for showing respect to the dignitaries here on the dais. It is a very, very encouraging program today. So I welcome, as the host of this program, I welcome each and every one of you to experience America Building Bridges of Opportunity, a roadshow in association with Mizoram University on higher education in US with colleges of Northeast India. This is one of the shows that has been running in Northeast India, and the one that is being implemented in Mizoram is being hosted by Mizoram University. Can we give a clap to that? Yeah. Okay. So this is a project of YRGCARE, and the full name of YRGCARE is to be given by the very people who are here under the guidance and support of the US State Department. So I will read out the program for you all. Students have done their registration, and it will go on until the end of the program, because we could not afford to waste time for you all to write your names and then sign. All right. Nowadays, with technology, we can print it out and then have your respective departments and the colleges, to take note of the attendance here. All right. Everybody, we applaud you for representing your departments and your colleges. And we are very, very grateful to the Department of Higher and Technical Education. A circular has been given to all the colleges in the city of Aizawl for you all to be able to come and participate here. And so, therefore, we welcome each and every one of you, all the colleges. I would like a raised hands and a clap for all the students that have come from the city. The students that have come from the city, I can see Shambana College, because they are in there. Please stand up. Shambana College. Okay, Patsunga University College. Everybody keep on standing. Keep standing. Patsunga University College. Okay, Government Aizawl West College. Government Aizawl West College. Government Aizawl College. Aizawl College. All the city colleges. What are the colleges? Can you remind me? T. Romana College. T. Romana College, please raise your hands. Okay, Johnson College. Who else have I missed from the city? Government Aizawl West College. Aizawl North College. Ziltiri Residential Science College. Okay, who else have I missed? I can't hear you. Okay. All right. Please sit down. Thank you so much. And all the departments of Mizoram University, please stand up. Every department. Yeah. Okay, so the undergraduates will clap for us. All undergraduates? Yeah. Okay. So I hope we have good opportunities, questions and answers. So without further ado, let me just introduce you a little bit about what we are doing here today. This, although it is Experience America Building Bridges of Opportunity in collaboration with the US State Department, represented by the consulate, the General Consulate Office of Kolkata, and the YRGCARE, we are very, very much enthusiastic as a university to host this because of the mandate that we have from the University Grants Commission to internationalize our higher educational institutions. So with that, because we keep on talking about internationalization at home and internationalization abroad, this is a part of internationalization at home and abroad. The internationalization at home is reflected by all the international students that we have here in Mizoram University, from Namibia, I can see, because they are the ushers. Can we have the international students of Mizoram University? If you are inside here, can we have a raise hands, or can you please stand up? Okay, and most of them are there, all right, because this is such an international event, so that is why they are all ushering you all right? You must have seen our students from Myanmar, Namibia, Japan, Africa, and the USA, and Ecuador, and all those many different countries we already have. That is internationalization at home. And internationalization at home and abroad we are going to do so that you become a global citizen, all right? So that great people outside can learn about you all, and we can also learn about them, the great culture that an educational system that many of our international students have brought here. So with that point, we keep talking about internationalization at home and abroad, and our very own Honorable Vice Chancellor also had been abroad in this very important endeavor that we have started. All right, so I'm very, very pleased to introduce our collaborators, I would say, here today. Miss Aishwarya Mondal. Yeah, she is representing the US Consulate General, Kolkata, and representing the US State Department. And Mr. Ailur Sri Krishnan. Yeah, he is the CEO of YRGCARE, and Miss Sandhya Krishnan. Yeah, she is the main person, for this collaboration. She and I have been talking a lot about, the event that is so importantly brought to you so that your horizons in your educational opportunities is broadened. So a little bit later on, our Honorable Vice Chancellor will be talking about internationalization of Mizoram University and its affiliated colleges. However, we will give time. We need to give time first to the Education USA that will be coming virtually online here on the screen, because they were given a slot at 2:00. So we need to give them time. So I have only 5 minutes now. And so therefore, sir, with the consent of, I would like to take the consent of our Honorable Vice Chancellor to allow the Education USA for virtual orientation at 2 p.m., sir.
Yeah.
Because it is very, very important for the Office for International Affairs at Mizoram University has requested especially. Yes, okay, because we would like him, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, to share his experience a bit and drive home the importance of internationalization of our higher educational institutions in Mizoram. So that is why. So I know you can do in 5 minutes, but we want more from you, sir.
Namaskar, good afternoon, Siva. My colleague, our registrar of the university, Professor Chandra Deka, then our honorable guest, Miss Sajja Mandal, US Embassy, and Director of International Office of the International Affairs, Dr. Baby Fente, and other two colleagues, Krishnan and Sri Krishnan, on the dais. All the teachers from different colleges, my colleagues present here, and most importantly, the students from different colleges. You are welcome to Mizoram University. So, about this function, Baby Fente has explained everything. My responsibility is to express my happiness to all of you. I'm very happy that the house is almost full, and this means that this is an academic program. Your presence shows that you are very keen, you have keen interest in academics, in learning. Okay, so that shows your presence that you are very keen to learn more and more things, and you want that our education system should be internationally acceptable. So we are doing this program in collaboration with US Embassy, and they have come here to talk about international global education, particularly education in US. What do you mean by international education? You can put the question to our distinguished speakers. You can put that. What does it mean that? What does we mean by international education? Does it mean that we take some students from other countries and we send some students to other countries? Does it mean international education? Certainly, my feeling is that it is not like that. All of you very much appreciate the standard of education in developed countries like US, Japan, German. Many of our students go there because of we recognize that education system as a globally acceptable or standard. So we are still, India is a developing country. We want to be developed country as our PM has envisioned. By 2047, we should be a developed country. And by that time, our whole education system should be globally acceptable. But till now, some countries have accepted their students are coming, but not all countries sending students to India. But we want that we should be at par with them. So US Embassy will explain, you will learn many things, and with the cooperation of all of us, we can apprise the standard of education, which is the motto, main theme of National Education Policy 2020. The key element of NEP 2020 is to make our education international standard, looking at the population and the infrastructure going on being developed. Our dream is to be a Vishwaguru in the world. So for that, not words will not do. By action, we must be able to do that. So we have to upgrade our education system, infrastructure, qualitatively and quantitatively. So I welcome all of you because our next program is coming, very important. So I welcome all of you. Take this program seriously, and we hope in near future our education system will be at par with USA. We have to go USA, see how they are doing, and all students I'll invite you go USA, study there, but come back to your motherland and develop your own system so that we are at par with USA. Thank you all. Welcome again. Join.
Sorry, I'll just introduce my colleague Megha Roy Chatterjee from United States India Education Foundation. She is an Education USA advisor. So I will just request all of you to please pay attention to the presentation she is about to give. is very, very informative. I'm sure there are people in the audience who have aspired to go to the US for higher studies, but this presentation is technical and it will solve many questions which we otherwise don't think about. So you are more than welcome to ask questions at the end, but please do listen to her presentation and what she's going to say. Over to you, Megha. Could you hear me?
Yes, thank you, Ashwarya. I can hear you. I hope everybody else can hear me.
Can you all give a thumbs up if you can hear her? Thank you. Thank you so much. Over to you, Megha.
Okay, is me speaking a little louder will be helpful?
I like this.
Okay, great. So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me virtually join the session today. My name is Megha Roy Chatterjee. I am the Education USA Advisor, and I'm responsible for students across East and Northeast India. Of course, we are from the office here in Kolkata, and we have a team here and other advisors as well who take care of higher education requirements for students across the region. So without further ado, I would like to take you through the presentation today, and I am going to share my screen. If you please let me know once you are able to see the screen. And are the screens changing? Are the slides changing? Now is it changing? Okay, great. So maybe I'll take it this way without the non-presentation mode. Okay, so as you already know, my colleague Ashwarya has already given you a brief idea about what we are going to speak to you today about. So as you know, we are Education USA advisors, and our main goal is to help students like you who wishes to study in the US across various levels, be it undergrad, be it master's, PhD, or at the postdoc level. So let us first know that who we are and what we do. So as you know, in today's day and time, the first thing that we do, whenever we have a question in mind, the first thing that we all do is first Google, right? And sometimes it gives us a lot of information within a fraction of seconds, but sometimes what comes out is not always 100% authentic. So Education USA is the official source of information on your US higher education. So we are supported by the US Department of State, and our mandate is to provide accurate, comprehensive, and current information on anything related to higher studies in the US. We have over 430 plus centers in over 170 countries globally. And as I said, I'm from the office in Kolkata, but we have many other offices in India. We have offices in Delhi, Mumbai, 2 offices in Hyderabad, and an office in Chennai as well. So wherever you are now, you are of course in Mizoram, but tomorrow if you're in any other parts of the country, please feel free to reach out to any of the Education USA advising centers for any sort of assistance. So as we speak, we have over 268,000 Indian students currently studying in the US. So they probably had the same questions in mind what you probably are having now, that, what are the costs? How do I make an application? How do I find the right fit for myself? What are the opportunities for me once I finish my courses? How do I make an application for a visa? How scary it is to face a visa officer for an interview, or how overwhelming is the pre-departure orientation sessions. So all these things is what Education USA generally helps you with throughout the year. So let us first understand that what is the US higher education? What does the US higher education system look like? So after you have completed your high school, you generally are eligible for doing a bachelor's degree program. Now, all bachelor degree programs in the US are for 4 years. I'm not too sure if we have any audiences in the, any students in the audience who will be enrolled for the new NEOs, enrolled for under the new NEP. So I'm not too sure about who are present in the audience, but please know that After high school, you are eligible to do a 4 years of bachelor's. Some of you are also eligible to do a 2 years associate degree programs at community colleges, which are generally more cost effective. But as international students advisor, I would always recommend that if you are looking at doing an undergrad program, please make sure that you finish your bachelor's degree, you finish your 4 years of degree, and then you come back to your country. Because if you are just doing an associate degree program and you're back to your country, then you are a little more, you've studied a little more than your high school, but you have not exactly completed your bachelor's. So it is very, very important that you complete your 4 years of bachelor's in case you're only thinking of doing a bachelor's degree. Now, it is also possible that you complete your bachelor's here in our country and you directly move for your master's or PhD. Now, the beauty of US education is it's very, very holistic in nature, and they really appreciate interdisciplinary studies. So if you are somebody who is very sure about what you want to study, and if you are sure about staying in the field of academia, and if you have completed 4 years of bachelor's, you can directly enroll for a PhD program with any of the universities or under any of the professors. But this is generally a very, I would say not a very common practice. But again, if you manage to really get in touch with a professor who is equally interested in your research and you're very sure of staying in the field of research and academia, you can definitely go for this. There are various master's degree programs. You can always go for these. As I said, US is a big time supporter of interdisciplinary studies. So even if you have studied a different subject at the undergrad level and you feel that you want to study something new at the master's level, and if you can really convince the US university representatives that why is it important for you to study a different subject, how is it going to help you in your long-term or your career projection, they will definitely understand it. And if your application is very, very supportive of the fact, then definitely you can do another master degree program on a slightly different area than what you have done in undergrads in. Now, if you want to study law, medicine, and dentistry, the trajectory is little different. If there's any student who are interested in studying these subjects in the US, please feel free to reach out to us directly, because the normal course of study is not exactly for these law, medicine, and dentistry. There are specific ways of application or specific ways of studying these subjects, so we can definitely help you out. Now, every year there are many students who make these applications, right? And it wouldn't happen that one fine morning you get up and you say, oh, I'm going to make an application to a US university. It takes almost a year and a half's time in order to prepare to make a successful US application. So Education USA, for the ease of students, has brought out these 5 steps of application process. Of course, the first one being researching your option. The second is financing your studies, which I'm sure is very, very important for most of you present in the audience today. Third is completing your application. Whatever research that we do, everything culminates finally when you put in your application to the US universities. Fourth and fifth is not something that you should be very worried about at this point of time. But again, it is very important that you should know about the processes. So step 4 is applying for your visa, and step 5 is finally making preparing for your departure. So when we talk about the 1.5 years of preparation time, so this is what your journey should look like. So almost a year or 2 in advance, you start preparing for, start looking for your courses, you understand your budget, you start researching and narrowing your choices. There are over 4,000 US institutions, and it is not an easy task to kind of find the right fit for yourself. So you really have to invest in a lot of time in researching about the courses that you are looking at. I'm sure most of you are interested in financial assistances and also planning. Not always the scholarships would cover all your costs. So how do you prepare a budget? How do you understand that what's the cost of attendance? So that's something that you should start doing almost 18 to 12 months ahead. Finally, almost a year in advance, you have to make in an application. So for example, if you complete your undergrads in 2026 and you want to start your master's in 2026 itself, in 2025, August to December is your timeline to put in your application. And of course, the visas the visa process begins almost 4 to 3 months prior to your journey, and you finally can make your departure 3 to 1 months prior to the beginning of your course. Let's understand the US higher education system a little bit in details to know what kind of institutions do they offer, what are the intake cycles and deadlines. Just like in our country, we have public and private universities. We've already spoken about community colleges that offers 2 years associate degree programs, but they are generally more cost effective than bigger universities. But as I said before, if you're going for community colleges, make sure that you go to a community college that has tie up with bigger universities so that you can finish your 4 years of bachelor's and then either go ahead and do master's program, or if you want to come back to your country and start pursuing something else, you're welcome for that as well. There are liberal arts and science colleges, specialized tech institutions, and conservatories. These are essentially for people who are looking specifically for researchers. So, there are some students who might require specific physical requirements in terms of completing their research, or some kind of physical environment that is crucial for their researchers. So you can definitely look up the websites of the universities and colleges and the specialized institutions if they are providing that for you or not. When we talk about intake cycles, it is basically fall, spring, and rolling applications. So fall applications refer to the application season that I just mentioned, that is from August to December. The following year, January, marks the spring applications, and there are certain universities that keep taking applications throughout the year, and those are called rolling applications. However, when we talk about these intake cycles, if you are somebody who's looking at studying management in the US, then these would not exactly be the right intake cycles for you. In that case, you can again get in touch with Education USA directly, and we will try and help you out with the different intake cycles. So you definitely can apply for all of these intake cycles, but as international students, it is most beneficial to apply during the fall applications because that's the time when the maximum amount of scholarships are available. I really don't want to bother you with a lot of information on deadlines, but again, it is important to know that the US university deadlines are very strict in nature, so you should definitely plan very well about submitting your applications. That's why this 1.5 years of journey or the research that you do is all important. Now let's discuss about the first point about researching your options. As I said, it's not an easy task to find out the right fit for yourself from the 4,000 US universities that we are looking at. So there are certain things that you should keep in mind while you're looking for colleges. The first and foremost thing is what is important to you. We are all different individuals at the end of the day, so what works out well for me might not work out well for you. So it's important that you really find the best fit for yourself. The first and foremost thing is the field of study or the degree. Of course, I might want to study English literature. My friend might want to study engineering. So it is important that we really understand what is our interest area, and we accordingly look for courses in those universities that are offering these courses. If I'm somebody who's, as I said, who's very sure about staying in the field of academia and research, I should go for a coursework which is more research heavy. But if I'm somebody who's more interested in internships, then I should go for a coursework structure that is more co-op heavy or internship heavy. If I have some goals of completing my PhD later, it is important that I also look at the faculty profiles and see what are the resources available at the university or what are the research capacities in the field that you are choosing to study. So these are basically related to your field of study, but there are some other points like, housing, location, how do you manage costs? What are the cost of living in the areas that you're looking at? These things are also very important for you to consider. Now, the most important step about identifying your cost of attendance or planning your finances. So when we talk about identifying cost of attendance, this is broadly divided into two heads, which is tuition and fees and the living costs. So the tuition and fees are the cost that the university would charge you for the educational instruction facilities, labs, libraries, and other facilities that the university will be providing you. So if you are applying for scholarships or financial assistance, the amount that you get granted or that you are awarded will all go towards the tuition and fees. Whereas on the other hand are the living costs.